Welcome to I Hate Popping with Bionic Man and AK.
Hi, I'm AK from Fun Up TV. Stop it. So today is actually the last day. Bionic is in Bay Area, and tomorrow he's going to
LA.
Oh, I'm sad. So Bionic, can you tell people why you're leaving us and going to LA?
I'm actually really going there to not be like a little half butt because it's just crazy enough that I have to go back and forth. So I'm actually going to do the full move, and me being there is like I'm really taking my career head on. Actually,
we just finished your Wikidojo class.
Yeah.
And can you tell everyone like what's so special about Wikidojo?
The special thing about Wikidojo is just, you know, we wanted to take it back, like how we learned back in the day. We usually used to have sessions in the garage, and that's sort of like the point of Wikidojo, is to kind of bring people more into the essence of learning in a closed environment and not stressed off in a studio depending on mirrors. We kind of wanted to give that vibe where you can go get more of a one-on-one feel with the kids. And that's what we wanted to initiate, because we wanted kids to find a different way to get into popping. Because what I realized when I was teaching in the studios was that they weren't getting as much as I could give. You know what I mean? And this was our chance to give more. And that's like, you know, the plan that me, Dennis, and RJ had with the Wikidojo, was to give more to the guys. And the girls, of course. To give more of a better learning experience, hands-on experience, you know, whether if it was teaching routines, teaching concepts, ways to pop, you know, just anything, personal questions that they had, you know, we could target anything that any of the students wanted. And I think that was like the reason why Wikidojo was really effective. Yeah.
Okay, so now you're leaving us. What will be your tips to the beginners?
What I really wanted to keep in effect was the fact that you need to learn how to pop. And the thing was that sometimes, like, there's so many concepts and ideas and styles within popping that sometimes they forget that thing. Like, you'll see tutting and waving, they'll get caught up in that and they'll forget just the simple thing of popping. Learning how to pop different parts of your body, and you know what I mean? That's the dance, it's popping. So to have that movement within the dance is very important. To practice the dime stop, to practice the double hits, to practice different points of popping from your body, whether it's your neck, your chest, you know what I mean, your arms, your legs, you know what I mean? It's really important. Also try to get, you know, music. Music is important because that's sort of like what inspires us to keep transitioning, you know, in feels, you know what I mean? If you don't have like a good assortment of music, then you kind of, I feel like you're stagnant. You become stagnant with a dance, because if you don't have that music, you don't have anything to feed off of. You know what I mean? Different music kind of gives you different types of inspiration, different feels to work off of. You know what I mean? So changing up the music is very important, and trying to, you know, that was the fun thing. It's like digging in the crates for DJs. Digging the crates for dancers is an important thing too. It's like sort of like your gems to work on with dancing. And yeah, I just keep an open mind. Don't be conformed to like one style. You know what I mean? Even, you know what I mean? Like I told my students, like there's so many people out there, there's so much crap out there, BS, you know, and drama, and people just causing a ruckus online. You know what I mean? And I try my best not to get caught in that stuff. But in the end, I do have an open ear for everybody. Even if I don't agree with what the person says or agree, like, you know, with the personality, I still try to find whatever I can find that are gems from those people. And that's the most important thing, is there's always something to learn from someone. You know, like don't just block them off just because you hate how they act. Actually take your time, have an open mind, and hear them out. Because those guys, a lot of the times, the OGs, they've been there at that time, so they do have the experience despite their personality. Because no one's perfect, you know what I mean? No one's gonna be like happy-go-lucky all the time, because a lot of these people were growing up, and it was really hard times, you know what I mean, during that time. And it was like a struggle. This dance was a struggle for a lot of people, and it was their way to get out of that struggle, you know what I mean? So you're different, you're dealing with a different personality, so the best you can do is try to, you know, have an open mind and take in what you can, you know, even if you don't agree with them.
I've seen some poppers, they kind of has that cocky feeling.
Yeah.
And how do you feel about it? Like, I know there's a fine line between confidence or being cocky, yeah. But how should we address that, or how should we work on it?
I think people have a wrong sense of confidence and a wrong reason to be cocky. I feel like there's a lot of kids out there that you know, haven't even really put in work. They just get all this information that they have. But it's like, you know, the best way to build yourself is to experience things like hands-on. You have to travel. You have to put in work. You have to battle. You have to travel and go out. You know, even though people, oh, you know, you've been in the game. I'm like, yo, it's like I'm still young. I'm 30 years old and I'm still dancing hard. It's like I've been through so many different transitions in my life with dance that, you know what I mean, I'm still a hardcore student. You know what I mean? Still learning, still opening myself up to many styles and many fields that I can. And I find it funny when I come across even some of my, I have old kids that were my students that I see them now and they think they're like hot shit. And I'm like, you guys have so much to learn. You know what I mean? Just because you feel like you're maybe up on top for a reason, like everyone goes down. It's up to you if you want to keep going back up. You know what I mean? You have to stay consistent. That's the whole thing about the dance. No one, you're not going to always be on top. And I think that's what happens. A lot of kids are getting hyped up by their own people. They always think they're right here, you know what I mean? But it's going to be a hard fall when you don't get that support anymore, and then you're going to realize you're by yourself, you know what I mean? So the thing is, you got to stay strong and be consistent, and like, you know, screw all the bullshit. Weed that out. You don't need that with this dance. Like, it's not going to help you out in the long run. Don't get caught up in that drama. That's the first thing, you know what I mean? Know what you are in this dance. It's like, to be caught up in that bull crap is like the wrong thing to do. Like you're just wasting your time.
So just want to ask you, between all-style popping, all-style battles and popping battles, what's your approach on popping?
Okay, this is a good one because I like to school my kids on this because most of the time now there's mostly all-style battles that are going on, and a lot of my kids are involved in this because, you know, there's a lot of like turfing and crumping, a lot of hood dances, and then you got the b-boys, house dancers, locking, popping. And you know what's funny is that sometimes you actually do see that the poppers kind of prevail within the dance because they're like busting a lot of styles within popping. But the thing that I tell them is don't get too technical. Like when you're in this dance, like they get so disappointed, like, man, I was popping hard and I was doing this and that. And I was like, look, when you're doing all styles battles, anything goes. The thing that in the long run for any dancer, I think, to prevail, what if it's popping, locking, house, whatnot, it's whatever style you're doing, hip hop, it's your character. It's the way that you present the music with your style. That's the only way you're gonna win in all style battles, is the way that you put your character within that style that you're doing and represent as hard as you can with that style. You got to be able to change it up, to change up the feels. That's the only way you're gonna win in all style battles, I think, even if it's like just for popping. So I tell them character first, because you can't be technical with popping. If it's a popping battle, be technical and character. But if it's, you know, depend on your character for all style battle.
So I can do this when I pop?
If you want. But then, if you want to be corny, just kidding.
So what do you like to do besides dance?
Like to get my GTL on, my gym, tan and laundry. Okay, no. On my spare time, most of all, I like to try to spend time with my daughter. First and foremost, like if anything, I'm a parent. Besides this dance, you know what I mean, and you know, like it's. I know with a lot of people it's hard because, you know, balancing time as a dancer, it's unpredictable and your schedule is. So I kind of cherish that time when I can to have with my daughter. The second thing I like to do is fitness. Try to find like new goals of fitness because I think fitness is a big important thing for a professional dancer to kind of get into. Because a lot of dancers are kind of going into the game and their careers are short-lived because they're hurting themselves. Their body's not prepped, you know what I mean, and they're not ready for, you know, the dance career because, you know, they're just jumping into it like, yeah, like, you know, like street style, like I'm just a street dancer, I'm going in like, you know, how I battle like every weekend or whatnot. So they're not really being careful about their bodies, and I think that's what dancers need to do. And Muay Thai, of course, has probably been my biggest discipline with fitness this year. I thank it a lot because it's what kind of saved me and kind of inspired me to really go hardcore in the dance game. So I applied everything from 70-30, which I use, the 70-30 stance, is which I use in dancing itself too. I kind of apply the same thing.
Can we talk about that 70-30 dance thing?
70-30 is just sort of like an anchor because a lot of people don't know how to use their body weights, even like, especially with the ground, to how to shift your body weight. So that's why I kind of use the 70-30 to kind of teach people how to use, how to learn how to shift their weight properly when they're doing moves to ground moves, back getting up. Because a lot of people lose balance all the time, and it's because they don't know how to shift their weight, and it's just learning how to balance your weight.
So I heard about you have another business. It's called Funk Like That.
Yeah, Funk Like That. Well, the initial concept that we had with Funk Like That is we kind of wanted to have more, like, I mean, you see skateboarders getting in for skateboarding and they have their own clothing line. And I know we have a long way to go, but it's better if we build a community like that as dancers, is to support support each other. Funk Like That is geared for all dancers. I mean, we're making popping clothes right now, but we're gonna make it geared for all dancers. Like, we're gonna have jogging pants, we're gonna have sweaters. We want dancers to feel comfortable and look good when they dance, you know what I mean? Even if you're in jogging pants, you still look good because you're wearing something that you like. So it's sort of going in for the LA crowd too. We also were looking into basing that website for dancers to have like an outlet, whether you want to know if a dance event's going on, classes, where to take classes in LA or in the Bay, sort of like, you know, even where to eat, cheap hotels, you know, sort of like in that realm. Like, we want people, because I feel so bad that dancers come into LA with a budget and they don't know where to go because a lot of spots are expensive. So we kind of want to be that outlet for them to look at our website and go, okay, maybe I can stay here. Oh, dang, late night, I can eat here. Because, you know what I mean? Imagine that you're coming in from Switzerland or Asia and you're like, you don't speak a lick of English. At least you can go to our website and it'll kind of point you in that direction where to go, you know what I mean? And that's what it's all about, helping your dance community.
So this is actually a question from a DJ. So he was asking us what is the best music for popping battles?
Popping
battles. Do you have any suggestions? Yeah,
it's good to play around with different music, you know what I mean? But the one thing that I would not advise is playing dubstep music for battles, because the reason why I'm against dubstep music in battles is because I prefer dubstep to be in for show music. I even don't like teaching in dubstep because I feel like there's a cheat to it in a way. Like, when you're doing dubstep music, you could be like flailing your body, but then if it's on beat, people trip out. You know what I mean? It gives an excuse for people to do all this weird stuff. And I don't feel like sometimes a lot of people study this music. You know what I mean? Study the dubstep beats so they make themselves look more trippier than the other person. I mean, I can say that with other music, but there's just a preference with dubstep. I'd rather have it for shows. Music I would kind of do is kind of try to look into more of the popping producers that are coming out, like DJ Mulder. There's Fingers, you know, there's Slick Dog with his music, and there's, you know what I mean, everyone has like a lot of good music out there. So I would say try to get some of their music, you know what I mean, or whoever's producing popping music, G-Funk, hardcore G-Funk. There's even hip-hop beats that have bang. Like, there's a lot of J Dilla beats that are dope for popping, you know what I mean? I'd kind of get in that realm. Like, you want a strong feel. You don't want to do practice music where the beats are kind of just chill. You kind of want to have like really strong beats. I mean, it depends on the battle. There's some battles that you can play like Art of Noise when you play that one song, Moments in Time. You know what I mean? I've seen it work in a battle one time. But more than anything, I try to use more upbeat songs for a battle to kind of get the dancers strong. You know what I mean?
So Bionic, just want to say thank you for everything, you know, from the first time I showed up, not knowing like what I was gonna get myself into, but I'm definitely glad, you know, that I just showed up and continue going ever since. And I'm just gonna keep this short and sweet, but again, thank you. You know, this is not the last time I'm gonna see you. Hopefully I see you in the battle and stuff, and maybe battle you one day. Yeah, just thank you so much, man.
I've been doing Wikidojo since last summer of 2010, and I actually entered my popping battle in all the way live 2010, and I was just having fun, even though I didn't make it to the prelims, but that's okay. But I still had that. I'd still like to get down now, so it's like making me more to explore a lot of different styles out there.
I was like, whoa, who's this Bionic Man? This guy's Filipino, he's pretty sick. And I was like wishing that I could learn from you. And then for some reason my wish came true, and I just thank you for every opportunity I had just to learn from you, man. That's why I'm always here, supporting you and learning from you, because I really look up to you, and I look up to you like an older brother. And I don't know what else to say, man. Thank you for everything. Alright, peace.